Good evening and welcome to West Prairie High School as we get ready for game action here tonight. Sorry, varsity only broadcast here this evening as we had some other things going on. But ready for Camp Point Central taking on the West Prairie Cyclones here at West Prairie. I'm going to step aside and do my thing as you're used to, folks. Well, a little premature on that. Got about 40 seconds. They're going to get their serving in, and then we'll get started here. Like I said, kick that CD back to about 3 when you do that, Jason. Yeah. Or at least when you do the intros, because that way the voice goes over. As the Camp Point Central bringing back into the fold Coach Sarah Bauer-Heron, and I was asking her about 10 years since she has been coach here with the Camp Point Central volleyball team. Very good coach. Remember her back from the Suns Classic days and back, of course, from the WCAZ days, back in the radio days. You see Central quite often used to actually broadcast their tournament. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to West Prairie Junior Senior High School for tonight's contest between the Camp Point Central Lady Panthers and your West Prairie Cyclones! Ladies and gentlemen, please rise, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Camp Point Central Lady Panthers. Number 11, Kaylee Bachhold. Number 15, Faith Alford. Number 17, Addison Mace. Number 19, Annika Ripperduck. Number 20, Lauren Miller. Number 21, Carly Peters. And the libero tonight, Claire Houston. The Panthers are coached by Sarah Bauer-Heron and Michaela Krim. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time to meet the starting lineup for your West Prairie Cyclones! Number 4, Naya Zimmerman. Number 5, Callie Wright. Number 7, J.C. Reynoso. Number 11, Lindsay done. Number 16, Pay Kitch. And number 8, Madeline Sullivan. The libero tonight for the Cyclones, Abby Starbuck. Cyclones are coached by Caleb Hall, assisted by Drew Snyder, Leslie Paul, and Terry and Leslie Sullivan. Good luck to both teams this evening. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for indulging me a little bit while I'm kind of doing my other thing. I will tell you tonight, we'll not have the scoreboard program this evening, so I'll try to update you on the score as much as we can as we get along here. Cyclones and the Panthers here, and who have had several memorable matchups in the past seasons. Panthers had a big heyday in the late 90s, early 2000s. And they'll set it up here for action. Glad you're alongside for sports action here on TSSR Game Time Live. I know we've got a lot going on this evening. Got football going up in Ridgewood or Amboy. I can't remember which one it is, but I know it's football up there somewhere. And it'll be the Cyclones' Paige Kitch serving first here tonight. Kitch lets it fly, taken in the back row, popped up there by Bachhold. Set up front, knocked through by Alford, but off the hands of one of the Cyclones and back. That'll bring Alexa Barkley into the contest. And back to serve for the Panthers. Carly Peters, 1-0 lead here for the Panthers. As Peters lets fly with it. Off of Dunn. Sullivan going to set it up the outside to right. Hits it into the back row. Out of bounds. So a quick 2-0 spot on the board for the Panthers. And Bachhold back again. 2-0 lead here for the Panthers. Low line drive. Off Dunn, Sullivan up to Reynoso. She'll tip it deep. And a nice save back there by Bachhold. They'll bring it up front. Knocked through by Peters. And set up now, bumped over by Wright. Taken back row once again by Bachhold, but a little sideways on the hit. And into the wall and makes it 2-1 on the side out to the Cyclones. As they try to tie it up here. Also coming in, Madison Adams replacing Lindsey Dunn. Sullivan will let fly with it. Sends it into the back row, popped up, and they'll set it. Actually went over the net. And they're going to whistle Miller for being over the line. So it makes it 2-2. Cyclones will try to take their first lead of the contest. Sullivan to the jump serve again, deep into the back row. Pumped up by Bachhold, set up front. Nice tip across. And the Cyclones will set it up. Tipped over by Wright. Bachhold takes it back row. Set up front by Peters. And the Cyclones able to reject that one, knock it down. And take the lead at 3-2. 3-2 advantage here. And Sullivan back once again. Ready to eye and send it on the way. Floater. Pumped up there. They're going to set for the back row attack. And a nice shot there by Bachhold. Tip back over to her again. Up front, they'll work it for Peters. Peters to Miller off a couple of hands. Sullivan couldn't handle it. 3-3, side out. Back to the Panthers. Libero Houston goes out. Coming in is Anna Peters. And Rippard coming in the front row. Anna Peters sends it back row. Cyclones tip it up. Madison Adams brings it over. Rippard brings it up to Miller. Miller will flip it through. And Reynoso with it up to right. Low line drive. And tapped up there by Peters. Tapped across by the Panthers. And Sullivan's got it for West Prairie. Barkley going to load up the back row attack by Sullivan. Anna Peters up with it. They'll load it. The back row attack once again. Reynoso able to keep it alive. And flipped over by Wright. Set by Carly Peters. That one knocked down and in by Miller and good, and the Panthers take a 4-3 advantage. Lead here 4-3. Back again comes Anna Peters to let it fly. Line drive off the hands of Nia Zimmerman and back, and it'll make it 5-3. The lead's up to 2. 2 has been about the largest part that they've been apart from each other. Wide and send high, deep floater, a little bit too high, deep, and generally unplayable. Makes it 5-4, side out for West Prairie. Callie Wright back to serve. Serve taken back row, goes up front, tip down and in. J.C. Reynoso saying, thou hath not deposited, thou shalt not get a return. Evens things up at 5 apiece. They'll go for the lead here. As Wright comes to it again. Let's fly with it. Into the back row, right between Alford and Anna Peters. Drops in for a 6-5 lead. Six to 5, 1 point West Prairie lead. Right, fires it. Popped up back row there by Bachhold and down. Rippernaw couldn't help her out. Makes it 7-5. Cyclones by 2. Their first 2-point advantage. Right. Low line drive. You bring it up, and that one, Miller, partially blocked. The loader again, puts it down. Sullivan up with it. Reynoso out for Nia Zimmerman. Blocked. Ripperdaw up with it. Tapped up by Carly Peters. Lauren Miller hits the hammer down and makes it 7-6. Side out back over for Central. That will bring in to serve Agnes Genenbacher. She'll wind up, 7-6 lead for the Cyclones. Wright takes the serve. Sullivan up to Reynoso, partially blocked. Ripperdaw up. And set for now for Lauren Miller. Up the blocks with a, and down it goes. And the officials having a little bit of discussion. 7-7 tie here. Genenbacher the serve, off of Barkley back row. Sullivan out for Nia Zimmerman, spikes it into the net, and Central reclaims the lead at 8-7. 8-7, 1 point advantage here for Central. 1 to 2 points has been kind of the swing back and forth. Sure by Genenbacher, low line drive. Zimmerman up with up to Sullivan. And that one just a little bit too eager was Faith Alford. Or actually not Faith Alford, it was Kaylee Bachhold. Hit the net. And the net violation brings Abby Starbuck in to serve and a 1 point lead for West Prairie at 8-7. Her serve. Genenbacher up with it. They'll set it for Miller. Miller off the blocks. Right saves at the floor. Up for Starbuck to bump over, and Genenbacher's underneath it for Central. They'll set the outside. Miller blocked up front by Adams. As Adams able to get to it. And the Cyclones lead at 9-7. Their serve. Taken back there by Anna Peters. Miller going to bump it through, and Cyclones play it now. Sullivan over to Barkley, right into the hands of Bachhold, and down. 9-8, side out, back 4. West Prairie, or for Central rather. Lauren Miller will serve it. Miller slap dribble off of Starbuck back row. Sullivan back set for Adams, hits off the top of the net and able to drop home. So earns a side out, back over to West Prairie. Adams out, Lindsey Dunn in to serve. As Dunn will wind it up, let it go. Line drive, Miller up underneath it. She'll put it to the outside. That one hit back row there by Carly Peters. Up for Nia Zimmerman for West Prairie. Miller pops it high. Set it up front. Ripperdaw tried to tip it over, but tipped it into the top of the net. And the Cyclones lead by 3 at 11-8. Ripperdaw going to come out as checking in for her is Peyton Earhart. Coach Bauer Heron moving things around a little bit. Dunn serve, low line drive off Genenbacher. Miller pops it up, and that one in by Bachhold hit into the net. 12-8, 4-point advantage now for West Prairie. Serve comes off of Dunn. Miller up with it, and tip. Partially blocked. Central will load it again. Bachhold tips across. Starbuck up with it. Sullivan back across. Tip tie there by Bachhold. Set up to the net and then tipped across nicely by Peters. Genenbacher plays it for Central. Miller to the outside load up. That one cross and in by Earhart. And down and good. Twelve to 9, 3-point lead here. Claire Houston back to serve for the Panthers. 12-9 lead for West Prairie. Houston serve off of Dunn. Sullivan on the run to it. Loads up for Barkley. She'll tip, and that one into the net. 12-10, the lead down to 2. Houston again. Serve back row off of Dunn. Up to Sullivan. Back row attack by Wright, and she'll launch that one out of bounds. It is 12-11. Here comes Houston again, walks up to it, sends the line drive off of Dunn, up to the net, and it was Carly Peters saying thanks for the gumball Mickey. Timeout called by West Prairie. We'll step aside as well. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Claire Houston back at the serve, put a little too much muscle in it, send it out of bounds. So 13-12, Cyclones get a side out and a point. Nia Zimmerman serve, line drive, goes out of bounds, right back over to Central. Ties it up at 13. Substitution coming in is Faith Alford. Genenbacher leaves. And at the serve is Kaylee Bachhold. Bachhold serve, off Dunn. Sullivan will load it up for Callie Wright on the outside. And that one, Miller couldn't quite get her hands on it, get her hands around to adjust to it. Drops it inside out back to the Cyclones. These two kind of playing the inchworm game back and forth. JC Reynoso back in and Paige Kitch back to serve. Kitch eyes it up, sends it across, up to the net. Reynoso able to send it back in good. 15-13, the lead is 2. The Cyclones have led by as many as 3. Serve, low line drive. Miller gets it out of the net, and they're trying to pump it back up. Bachhold can't get it, and it makes it 16-13. 16-13, Paige Kitch. Eyes it up, sends it over. Bachhold takes it. Miller up with it. Loads for Bachhold. She'll hit it off the blocks. Kitch tries the one-hand save. Can't get there. And a side out back over to Central. Carly Peters to serve for the Central Lady Panthers. Peters winds up the jump serve. Pounds it off of Dunn. And down it goes. 16-15. She'll dribble it a couple times, fire it over, and Zimmerman throw it. Barkley tried to catch up, but it couldn't, and we're tied at 16. All tied up here at 16. As Central will try to run themselves back into the advantage. Serve going to come off Dunn in the back row. Cleanly gets it up to Sullivan. Loaded for right. She'll tip. And Miller's up underneath it. Peters back over for Miller, down and good. And just like that, Central, a quick 4-point run puts them back into the lead. Carly Peters eyes it, sends it off of Dunn. Barkley going to pop it high, bumped over by Wright. And Peters takes it. She's going to be loaded up, and that one off of Zimmerman to the back wall. And down it is an 18-16 lead. A 5-point run here by Central. And Carly Peters loads it, eyes it off of Barkley. Sullivan has to bring it back, and Reynoso will bring it across. That one popped up there by Mace, tipped over by Miller. And the Cyclones loaded up. Nice job by Kelly Wright finding a home where nobody roamed. Dropping it in. Lindsey Dunn out. Madison Adams in for West Prairie. 18-17 Central the lead as Madeline Sullivan will serve. Back row, sir, tipped on that. Carly Peters keeps up, and Miller finishes. Great job by Carly Peters to get that out of the net. Ripperdaw will come in. Is also coming in to serve is Anna Peters. 19-17, Central leading here. And we've got, I think we've got officials trying to figure out a lineup switch. And they're trying to make sure that the rotation is set up right. And what and so actually it will be Earhart has to come on. And that'll bring a side out over to West Prairie. Zimmerman on and Starbuck out. And we'll give the Cyclones a point as the substitution error. So it makes it 19-18. And the Cyclones have the serve. Callie Wright back with it. Callie Wright fires it. That one into the net and a side out back to Central. Anywho, Agnes Gennenbacher will come in. Coming out will be Faith Alford. Gennenbacher back to serve. High, deep floater off Barkley. Sullivan going to bring it for the back row attack by Wright. And that one is out of bounds. 21-18 Central leading. Ginnenbacher, line drive off of Zimmerman. That went into the floor, and it makes it 22-18. Got a substitution as Kamara Zimmerman will come in, replacing Naya. Ginnenbacher brings it again off of Barkley, high up to the air, tipped it down. Cyclone's able to get it, and they're going to bring it. Peters up there, that one tapped down and good by Bachhold. And the Panthers lead by 5, 23-18. Timeout called by the Cyclones. We'll step aside as well at 23-18 Central right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MTH.
We're for agriculture, for growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
And we're back here, 23-18, lead now for the Central Lady Panthers. And we'll see if Coach Caleb Hall can get things righted here. Back again, Agnes Ginnenbacher. And her serve off of Barkley. They bring it outside. It is Kamara Zimmerman, and we've got a net violation on Central. J.C. Reynoso out. Abby Starbuck in to serve. Starbuck, one of their better servers. 23-19, 4-point lead now. And the serve. Taken back there by Anna Peters up front, and Miller unloads on it. Knocks it down for a game point, 24-19 lead for the Lady Panthers. Lauren Miller will get a chance to finish it off. Pounds it off of right to the back wall, and the Lady Panthers take game one, 25-20. So the Cam Point Central Lady Panthers knock off West Prairie in game one. That'll send us to game two right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today and make your voice heard.
Working at MDH feels special to me because I'm also from a small community like MDH, and I love to be able to care for communities like this and be able to give them high standards of excellence with medical care as possible. You know, some people like to take more of a medical approach to their care. Some people like to take more of a holistic. And I just want to be able to make their plan of care as individualized as possible.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
And we're back here, get ready for game two of the match as these two square off here. It was a three-gamer for the JV. as the JV Cyclones are able to come away with the win there. And of course, do want to thank some of our very fine sponsors, like the folks at the Community News Brief, free publication, distributed over 68 locations in Bushnell, Macomb, Colchester, Industry, Adair, and more towns throughout the area. Provides local news to McDonough County, parts of Fulton County, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Submit a press release or get advertising information for the locally owned publication. Contact Lynn at 309-333-8245. Tri-County Seeds, your local Golden Harvest seed advisor, located in Scioto, rooted in genetics, agronomy, and service for over 10 years. Contact Nate Todd at 309-333-3437 for all your Golden Harvest, corn, soybean, and seed treatment needs. On the floor for the Cyclones, Alexa Barkley, also Madeline Sullivan, Callie Wright, J.C. Reynoso, Lindsey Dunn, and Madeline Sullivan. Now Reynoso off as Abby Starbuck, the libero, will come on. And Clara Houston on as back to serve comes at Kaylee Bachholm. Lauren Miller out there along with Carly Peters. We'll get the others for you in just a moment. Serve will come off of Dunn up at first Sullivan. Long load up to Wright. And she'll it down. Bachholm will bring it up. And Wright tried to hit it back. Smashed it into the net. Also out there, Peyton Earhart. And joined by Faith Alford. 1-0 Camp Point Central in the lead. Set up in the serve off of Wright. Starbuck helps it out. Wright kind of just bump it across, but launches that one long and out of bounds. 2-0 Central. Panthers leading here by a 2-0 margin. Send back row, Dunn, and Barkley can't handle that one off of the hands of Bachholm, and it is 3-0. Bachholm will eye it up again, sends it across. Dunn picks it up. Sullivan going to help it out. Barkley loops it across, and Bachhold's underneath it. Miller going to set it to the outside. That one hammered there by Carly Peters. A little bit of the kiss. She sends it off the blocks and makes it 4-0 Central. Bachholm again to the serve. Line drive off of Starbuck. Sullivan going to pop it high to Barkley. That dug in the back row. Miller back set. Earhart rolls it over. Sullivan a save at the floor. Tip through, and Houston digs it up. Miller outside again. Carly Peters cross courts it down and good. 5-0. Central rolls out to a 5-0 advantage. Serve high floater off Dunn to the net. Sullivan going to pop it up for Wright. And off the hands of Bachholm and out of bounds. So it gets the serve back here for West Prairie. Reynoso in, Starbuck out. And Paige Kitch will come in to serve for the Cyclones. Serve off Bachholm. And Carly Peters will bring it across. And that is Nia Zimmerman up with it over to Wright. Right off the blocks. And Miller is it up. Earhart over the middle. Carly Peters partially blocked. Loaded up. Flipped through. And the Cyclones play it right. Loaded up off the blocks. Rolls over and out of bounds. 6-1 the lead for Central. Barkley right back in. Don't forget Bushnell Banking Center, branch of Raritan State Bank. Located at 360 South Green Street in Bushnell. Offers full banking service and loans for all your banking needs. Visit them today or call 309-772-2345. Line drive serve off Dunn. Reynoso pops it up. Barkley sends it over, and Bachhold's got it for Central. Carly Peters up. Tipped and dropped in. Nicely done by Alford. And we've got a timeout. 7-1 lead here for Central in game 2. We'll take this timeout on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Let's go! We got a lot of acres to take 4 tires of fuel, 4 tires of fuel. Come on, we gotta get him back out there. He's a busy man.
I'm just here for seed.
It's all part of it. Suit up.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has everything you need to win the season and go full speed ahead.
Back here as the Panthers try to pound the lead ahead, and the Cyclones try to regroup. Serve picked up by Dunn. Popped up for right. She'll tip it. And Carly Peters underneath it. Earhart up to Miller. She'll send it down the line. Out of bounds. They're going to say it was out of bounds to West Prairie. They made a quick, had to change that as the official motioned the wrong way. 7-2, side out for West Prairie. Substitution, Madison Adams in, Lindsey Dunn out. Sullivan will serve. Serve back row. And up front, they'll load it. Miller just tips it over, Sullivan up with it. Nia Zimmerman to Adams, flips it up. Peters for Earhart. That one knocked back and good. And 7-3, 3 in a row there by West Prairie. As it looked like Central was really going to run away. Now the Cyclones have come back. Madeline Sullivan walks to it, winds, sends, and it's taken by Bachhold. Set to the outside to Miller off the blocks, down and good, and Central gets it back. Houston and Earhart out as coming in. Addison Mace back in. And now at the serve is Anna Peters. Her serve short off of right. They'll load it up to the outside. Right stuffed at the net, but hit back out of bounds. Block was there, just couldn't keep it in bounds. And brings it back over 8-4, 4-point lead for Central. Right to the load up, and that one gonna go out of bounds, right back over to Central. Agnes Genenbacher in here, replacing Faith Alford. And there are Genenbachers and Gingenbachers. This is a Genenbacher. Her serve off of Barkley. Sullivan gonna bring back for a no-so. Hits that one out of bounds. And 10-4, valued companion, the lead for Central. Genenbacher serve to Barkley. High near, Sullivan gonna pop it up. Adams hits that into the net, 11-4. 11-4, 7-point advantage here, the highest lead that Central's had. And that one, Genenbacher, you could tell, mishit it off the side of her hand, and we'll get a side out back for West Prairie. 11-5, 6-point leader, Abby Starbuck back to serve for West Prairie. And her serve softly off her hand into the net. It is 12-5. And that'll bring Lauren Miller to serve. Miller, load up, and that one a little too long and out. Lindsey Dunn in to serve, Madison Adams out, 12-6. Dunn cranks it. Miller going to be the load up. Bachhold, partially blocked. Genenbacher recovers it. Load again, this time Peters, and it dribbles over and in. Carly Peters got the favorable bounce. Earhart in, coming out is Anna Peters, and Claire Houston back to serve. Houston serve off of right, had to just kind of pop it up, loaded for Barkley. She'll tip, and Carly Peters had it. Miller back set, it is Earhart. Dunn is there, Sullivan up for Zimmerman, and that one hits the top of the tape and down for a 14-6 Central lead. Claire Houston readies, looks to eye and fly, sends it. And right's there, Sullivan loaded up, Barkley on the fly. Genenbacher up with it, Miller helps, and Earhart will tip it through. Dunn to Sullivan, tips over, kept alive by Bachhold, popped up by Houston, and Earhart across with it. Starbucks there for West Prairie. Sullivan over, Carly Peters, Miller to Carly Peters, saved by Dunn. Sullivan brings it back, and Barkley tips it over. Miller's there, Genenbacher now to Carly Peters, off the net, tipped over. And they're going to say 2 hits on Central, so it'll get her 4 hits. Gives it over to West Prairie. 14-7 lead. Central, Nia Zimmerman, her serve. Loaded up there, they bring it to Bachhold, partially blocked, picks it up. Over to Earhart, she'll hit it down the line. Dunn able to dig, and then nobody home behind her. And we've got a timeout called, I guess, by West Prairie. They jumped up. We'll step aside as well. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
The Lady Panthers of Central with the lead, and Coach Caleb Hall and crew telling them, hey, let's get back in this one. They try to fight their way in. And back to serve now is Kaylee Bachhold. Bachhold serve off Dunn. Sullivan set high for right, and that one Houston able to save it. Earhart brings it back, tapped over, and Zimmerman's got it for West Prairie. They tip it, Sullivan with it, Miller saves at the floor, popped up by Peters and Earhart. Across to Dunn. Sullivan faked Barkley to right, and she'll hit that one out of bounds. It is 16-7, largest lead for Central here at 9. And Bachhold leads her. Good couple of saves there by Miller and also by Carly Peters. Short serve to Starbuck. Sullivan on the fly up to right. She'll hit it off the top of the net and down. Hey, however you get them to drop in, it works. As J.C. Reynoso in and Barkley out, as is Starbuck, and Kitch coming in to serve. 16-8 lead. Kitch. Serve taken by Bachhold. They bring it up front for Carly Peters. Saved. And then Reynoso trying to hit it backwards to set it up for Dunn. Couldn't get it. Kitch out and Barkley back in. 17-8. Carly Peters to serve. Brings it off of Barkley. Sullivan up with it to right. She'll tip it. Houston the save, but couldn't control. Adams going to come in. Dunn goes out. And Madeline Sullivan to serve. 17-9. 8-point lead here for Central. As West Prairie play catch up in this one. Sullivan served to Miller. Peters going to set it back up and just set it a little bit too close to the net. As Miller couldn't get there. Miller was trying to come into it. 17-10. Sullivan again. And Miller's got it. Peters, they're going to set her up. Miller hammers it. Wow. And Matt on Sullivan caught a full face full of that. As Anna Peters will come in on the side out. Earhart out. Also back in up front is Mace. 18-10 the lead here for the Lady Panthers. Low line drive serve. Barkley to Sullivan. Back set right into it and caught the line and good. It is 18-11. One of the cleanest shots that Callie Wright's hit tonight. Serve back row and out of bounds by the Cyclones, 19-11. Lead back to 8. Agnes Genenbacher in. Out comes Alford. Genenbacher sets herself to load up. Serve coming off of Wright. They'll back set it. Wright with the attack. Dug up. And Carly Peters pushes it back row. Right up with it. Sullivan for Adams. And Mace is underneath it. They bring it up to Miller. Down and good. And the down and good. 20-11. A 9-point advantage for Central. Serve on Genenbacher to Barkley. Sullivan on the fly with it. Pumped over by Reynoso. And out of bounds. 21-11. A 10-point advantage now for Central. As the Lady Panthers try to take it home. Genenbacher to Barkley. Sullivan sets it up. Adams kind of going backward, hits it. Genenbacher brings it up. Peters now to Miller, unloads and in, 22-11. Twenty. 21-11 the lead here. Not sure why the point went off the board. As they bring it. Genenbacher off of Wright and down, and now it's 22-11. Wright was in that kind of couldn't decide whether to get it or not. And now Genenbacher fires again. Floater off of Barkley to the net. Back across. Mace is underneath it. Carly Peters. Loaded up. Bachholder rolls it over and good. 23-11. So Central trying to take this home in two. Genenbacher again. Nia Zimmerman high in the air with it. Sullivan up to Reynoso. Hits that in the net. Game and match point for the Central Lady Panthers. As they try to finish it off here in quick fashion. Genenbacher. Serve off of Wright. Sullivan gets to it. Reynoso tends it across. Carly Peters to Miller. Fires it into the net. Can't get it. And so a last gasp for the Cyclones. Down 24-12. A side out means a Central win. So got to roll off 12 in a row. Starbuck serves it. Bring it up to Carly Peters. Back for Miller. Saved by Sullivan. Starbuck up. Adams. Backer off Carly Peters. Miller helps it out. And now Peters hits it little long and out. So 2 in a row by the Cyclones. Starbuck again. Miller up with it. Peter's going to set it up. Bach hold, dug by Sullivan. And Starbuck's going to help it across. Ginnenbacher, rather. Up to Bach hold, blocked by Barkley. Set up for Nia Zimmerman. That one mishit. And it is going to be 4 hits as they did not get across. So that is a 2-gamer. A win for Central. 25-20 and 25-13. Glad you enjoyed the broadcast here, folks. Thanks for tuning in to West Prairie Cyclone action here on TSSR Game Time Live. We'll have football coming for you tomorrow night. For Mr. Will Phelps, I'm Greg Phelps saying so long from West Prairie.